Y'all know what day it is today. It's my favorite day of the week. It's Pod Day. So welcome back to More Than the Title. As usual, I'm your host, Jarrett Thomas, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And you know I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's good, baby?
We in the building, man. I just came back from being a snow bunny.
I like it. I like where he's going with it.
Listen, man, we back. Hey, man, you know, we back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of your favorite podcast, More Than the Title. I don't know, you know what I mean? And you know how we like to start the show, man. Always G&T. Once again, man, grateful and thankful. We're absolutely grateful once again for the ability to wake up this morning and, you know, just see another day, see another sunrise, right? Experience the cold weather. Anything that you feel like you enjoy, telling your family you love them, your friends, anything that you find enjoyable, be grateful that you have the opportunity to do it one more time. And thankful, you know, for, like I said, for all the supporters, everybody that has shown us so much love, overwhelmed us, even on the trip. I just told Cuzzo in the green room on the trip, man, on the ski slopes, people are coming up to me like, yo, we love your show. And I'm like, you watch the show? And they're like, yo, we love the show. We love the show. We don't even watch podcasts, but we watch your podcast. So I was like, shit, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So once again, man, grateful and thankful to be able to come back and do the thing that we love for the people we love. You know what it is?
That's what it's about, man. If you know, for first-time listeners, y'all, if you have never tuned in to More Than a Title, this is a show to celebrate our own, man. People who are putting it on for the culture, people who face adversity, people who are reaching back down, bringing the ladder back for other people, and ones that are giving game. And this is why they come on the show, to tell their story, give their game, you know, and make sure we got a path for the next ones up, because that's what it's all about. We are More Than a Title, and we're going to get his brother the proper introduction. But before we do, thankful for our listeners and viewers across Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. We're growing and going. We're back on TikTok. I don't know how that happened, but we love you guys. You've been exploding on our timeline. Exploding on TikTok, man. We love. Did you miss us? But shit, we love you guys, and we appreciate y'all, man. Give us the wind beneath our wings to keep this thing going, man.
Did you miss me?
You know it. And that's how we got to do it. With that said, man,
let's start the show.
First of all, man, this brother is the driving force behind some of Coca-Cola's most successful and impactful campaigns ever produced, including 3 of the 4 most viewed Coke films of all time globally, y'all. His obsession with creating genuinely clutter-breaking work has seen him rise through the ranks at Coke, from a brand manager on the Sprite to Fanta to his current role as Global Vice President of Creative Strategy and Content. He's globally recognized and award-winning creative leader who's passionate about ideas to deliver results. His strategic and creative excellence has earned accolades across regions and industries, proving that the right story told the right way can shape culture and drive real change. He's a true believer in the power of storytelling, from a young boy striving to make his mother proud to a visionary leader that's shaping one of the world's most renowned and beloved brands. You've seen his work on TV. You've seen him in the boardrooms. You've seen him at the award shows. You've seen him at the stage at Cannes. And now, for the first time, he's on your favorite podcast, y'all. Let's welcome our guy, Mr. Islam Eldessouky, y'all.
Wow.
Come on, man. 3
Wow.
4 most. Woo!
Wow. I just say wow.
I'm humble, guys. I'm very humble to be here, and it's I love the energy. I love the spirit already, and you calling me brother is a big privilege to me, man. So I appreciate you.
No, man, that means a lot, brother. And I just want to set the table for everybody before we get into your journey, brother, because it's one amazing one. But like we said off camera, we had people come on the show, man. Shout out to Nadine. Shout out to people like Walt. I have my brother Walt hit me up on the DM. Do you know who you guys have on right now? I was like, yo, he's rocking. I seen his work. I'm like, I shot the shot. You tell me. And he was like, man, he's one of the great, good brother, man. Nadine sang your praises. But just for me personally, bro, I'm gonna tell you what really made me want to reach out to you. I saw you on LinkedIn, bro. Your name and your background, and to see you to go from where you've come from to where you are today, that's a story that needs to be told and need to be championed, brother. So we appreciate all the stuff you're doing, man, and putting on for the culture, man.
Well, that means a lot. Like I said, I mean, my biggest ambition in life is just to make my mom proud. I mean, what she had to go through, all the challenges raising me. Like, I am the man I am today because of the woman that raised me.
Come on. Message. What are some of those challenges, if you don't mind going through? What were some of the challenges that mom went through?
I mean, look, I mean, growing up where I come from, it's it's Africa and the Arab world, so it's a combination of both. And I'm very proud of where I come from. I come from Egypt, aka the OG Wakanda.
Woo! That's on my bucket list. I gotta go out there.
I've been to Egypt. I love it.
You've been?
Loved it. I'm gonna let you finish, but I loved Egypt, every minute of it.
Amazing, man. Glad to hear that. And the reason why I say that is because it takes a lot for someone to raise you to follow your dreams and see what inspires you, because you come sometimes in a place where success is already predefined by certain jobs, certain expectations, certain norms and whatnot. And I did study science and whatnot. I wanted to be also an engineer and all of this. So seeing the trajectory eventually, it's basically people who push you and drive you to really follow your heart, follow your values, follow your passions. And then the rest is, I wouldn't say easy, but then the rest comes naturally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we grew up abroad. So my parents came from different religious background. So that's usually sensitive in conservative societies and cultures. Yeah. And my father was a man of science, and he got a scholarship to do a PhD. And he traveled to Czechoslovakia at the time. It's now Czech Republic, where he was doing his PhD. And then my mom joined him, and they started their life away from home. And that's in the 70s, man. So it's hard. No internet, no mobile phones, nothing. So it's just the two of them, right? And I was the elder son, so I came up first. So I could see how they like try hard, try to choose love ahead of everything else. So I think she took a lot of bets in her life to really follow love instead of anything else, and she brought me accordingly. And that's why I tell people love always wins, no matter what. You know what I mean? So that's what she instilled in me. That's what she pushed me, and then the rest is history. So I'm very grateful to be the son of this woman.
That's love, man. What's one gem that you remember your parents giving you that really put you on your trajectory? Was there one line? You know, parents got their one line that they say. You know what I mean? Is it one thing that always stuck out to you?
Look, I think my mom used to tell me love is the answer. My father used to tell me work is the shield. So whatever you struggle, whatever you go through, and I'm a big basketball guy. I mean, we can pivot this entire podcast into basketball if you guys want.
No, we will not. No, we will not. No, we will not. Because he's a basketball guy. It's not going to be 2 versus 1. We will not, like.
Oh, we don't play that.
No, we'll stay course. But I think I look at work as the shield as also like a form of Mamba mentality to some degree. You know what I mean? Like, because we go through a lot and you hear a lot and people judge you right, left, and center. End of the day, you have your work. This is the circle of influence that you have. The rest is circle of interest. So my father taught me and brought me on the concept of like, listen, work is the shield. The rest you can't control. Work on your stuff, work hard, put it out there, and then whatever gets success, gets success. Whatever doesn't get success, it's not in your control. You know what I mean?
Message.
That's real. I thought you were going to follow up with something because I was about to ask you questions.
I mean, you know what it is? It's a lot of ways I wanted to like think about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Thinking about the time frame and the area from which he comes from, I could understand the ideology, because we talked about this Islam on the show emphatically about back in the day, everything was hard work. Like that was the mantra from any coach, right? Well, just work hard. Like everything else will sort itself out. You know, nowadays we're seeing that the hard work is not enough anymore. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just the hard work. Nowadays, it's starting to prove more of like, it's not what you know, it's actually who you know. It's who you know, right? Who's your network, right? And I'll give you an example, right? Just a wild example. I remember, you ever watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians and stuff like that, right?
I know of the show. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
So so they're a powerful family, and you know they were doing one of the episodes, and like Rob didn't have a job or something like that, and like with a snap of a finger, one of them was like, "Yeah, you're gonna go to work tomorrow, and you're gonna be a VP, and you're gonna make like 1 cent." Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, No experience, no nothing, but because I can make this phone call, my network is my net worth, I can make this one phone call and put you in position to at least come in mid-tier. Now, the average person, hard worker, like you just said, would have to go to school, what, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, get 2 degrees, at least a bachelor's, associates into a bachelor's, to even think about applying for that job when somebody can just snap their fingers, make a call, and you walk right in the door. So you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm surprised you watched the Kardashians. That's what I was gonna say. I'm surprised. I did you watch that, bro?
No, I didn't watch all the shows, but some of the shows I found very interesting because I like to see what the world is doing around me, right? Because we're always in a constant state of evolution, right? So if we don't evolve with older ideologies into the new way that things are being done, it's very easy that we're not to say we can't obtain success. It's just going to be a lot harder because we're playing a different game.
I hear you, man. I'll tell you my point of view, given, I mean, and this is a very intimate, personal conversation. Yeah. So I come as Islam, not Islam, because you said more than a title. So that's me, the human.
Yeah.
I think you need to make choices, and I think you need to see what's out there and choose what makes sense to you.
Okay.
Do you have examples in the world where people, yes, leverage connections, relationships, and whatnot? Yes. Do you have people who get sometimes luckier than others? Also, yes. Do you have people who are not working hard at all and complaining that nothing happens for them? Also, yes. I chose the line of thought of, you know what, you work hard and this is going to pay off. And this has been my school of thought. You know what I mean? Do you need connections and relationships and stakeholders and all of that? Of course. I mean, if there is one fact about life in a good way, is that people need people. You know what I mean? Like you're not on your own. It's not individualistic. This is not how this whole thing operates. And that's why, for example, I like team sports a lot, because people might like not basketball. I'll use maybe football. But people are blaming the Ravens' loss on this last catch at the end of the game. But there's just one man, right? It's a big team. Like many things could have gone many different ways. So I choose the school of hard work. And by the way, you can still work smarter. It doesn't have to be work hard. You can work smart. But as long as there is work in the equation, for me, I think that at least makes logical sense to me, instead of counting on other factors. Are they important? Yes, but it's again a choice you make. It could work for you, it could not. So it's the choice that you take, and try to learn and get better as you go about your choices, I think. I don't know if you track with that or not, but that's at least what my choice was. And so far, so good. Did I have ups and downs? Yes, naturally, because that's life as well.
Yeah. So what? Because you said your parents moved to Czech Republic, right?
That's correct.
You're the oldest. You're the oldest of the siblings, right?
Correct.
Well, and then you come over to the U.S. when you're professionally working, right? Because you started your career while you were still in Egypt, right? Correct.
That's correct. So I was born in Czech Republic, and then we moved to France and back to Egypt. Yeah. And then from Egypt, I started my career, and then moved to Bahrain, and then to Turkey, and then to Dubai, and then to the US recently.
Okay. But how did you deal with the cultural transition, bro? Like, because like it's one thing doing campaigns, us coming from the space. You're doing campaigns for the region. It's a different demographic, different audios. You have to get a different psychological analysis for different demographics, right? Totally different mind of thinking. Now you're doing it globally, and you come here, different cultural differences. How did you deal with that transition, bro?
So I think and I learned this from a lot of people. It's not that I came up with this and I'm like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. But I think you have two things. You have similarities and you have differences. So you either pick the differences and try to get stuck with it and struggle with it, or you see the similarities and navigate it, right? Yeah. So I think personally, moving from a country to another, you have a sense of, you have to be agile a little bit and adaptable, and you have to be resourceful a little bit and resilient to some degree. And then you decide, how does this work for you or not? The reason why I'm saying choice is very important, because people sometimes feel they're stuck with the place.
That's a fact.
Sure, but you can do something about it. You can try. Is it hard? Yes, because we are very much in love with comfort zones and familiarity, because it makes us feel good, because we're also emotional creatures, not just rational creatures. So if you go and live in a place and it becomes a little bit difficult to you culturally, sure, then try to go somewhere else that connects with you more. I mean, we have a big planet, you know what I mean? It's harder on some versus others. So I come from Egypt.
Absolutely.
I need visas to a lot of places. Unlike, for example, if you're American, you pretty much don't need visas anywhere. You know what I mean? So but it still makes you feel that you have a choice to be able to navigate the whole world and see what works for you. And again, everything balances itself out. So in Egypt, we say like you have 24 hours a day. So we say you have also 24 karat of life, and you choose which carats work for you. If you want to be someone close to family and friends, then this would take a higher weight versus you choosing, hey, I want to make more money here, so I'm going to spend more time on this. So then your 12 carats of this would be that. You know what I mean? So it's always 24, and everybody mixes the 24 based on your needs, priorities, and also what life throws at you. Because like John Lennon mentioned, right? Like life is what happens when you're busy making plans. So it doesn't work.
Message.
Yeah, that's a fire bar. You said, wait, say that one more time. That was a fire bar. You said life doesn't have. Life happens while you're making plans.
Correct. That's what happens, right? So I think sorry, long answer to your question. I think on the cultural differences, I personally enjoy them because it makes me assume more and see more and love humanity more and more. So it makes me more like inclusive, and I want to be with more people, and I want to see what people eat here, what people say there, how people dance here, and what's the kind of music that moves you and makes you vibe and makes you chill and makes you relax and makes you upbeat and all of this. So I think it's a joy if you really want to see it more and you're curious and you have a wanderlust kind of like mindset. I think it's really enjoyable.
It also makes you a better marketer too. I know.
For sure.
I'm not mad at that.
I want to tell you about my Egypt story. I don't want you to laugh at me, okay? Before we get too far away from it, I just want to tell you my Egypt story. I don't want you to laugh at me, but it's a funny story, and I want to tell it to you, right?
Please.
So we're out in Egypt, and I was out there for about 3 months. And I blame Egypt for my complexion because I was like 2 times lighter than this, right? Not say that's bad, but I say Egypt. I went to Egypt with a nice haircut, this and that. Came back looking like black baby Jesus. My hair was all crazy. I got a scar. This scar right here came from Egypt. But the biggest, Egypt cooked me. I ain't gonna lie. We're used to hot weather. Egypt weather, holy shit. 100 degrees, no fucking trees, no palm trees. We're in the desert with bulletproof vests on and helmets. And I felt like a Boston baked bean for 3 months. But here's the funniest story, Islam, and I don't know if you can relate to this. So we're driving down the desert, 2 hours, no buildings in sight, no nothing, just desert, like forever, just desert, right? And we just see random people out of nowhere walking with stuff on their head. So we're like, okay, we're doing 60, 70 miles an hour, 2 hours straight, and you're just in the middle of nowhere walking. We're like, where are you going? Where'd you come from, and where are you going? So we get to this hut. I thought it was a mirage. We're starving. We get to this hut. They say hamburgers and it says burgers and milkshakes. So we're like, oh, stop. Let's get some food. We sit there. Everybody's ordering burgers. The burgers are this big. I'm talking like, you ever been to Jackson Hole in New York City?
No.
Okay, so Jackson Hole, they have like the 1 pound, 2 pound burgers. I mean, like just giant burgers. So we get there. We're all just savages. We bought up the whole thing. There's a pit in the back. So they're laughing at us because we're like, that's the best hamburger I've ever tasted. And they're like, how long you been in Egypt? We're like 2 months. They said, how many cows have you seen in Egypt? And I haven't seen a cow. So they're like, that's not a hamburger. So now we all like, what are you talking? Looks like beef, is juicy, it tastes like, what is it? They said, my friend, you are eating camel. Camel? This is a camel burger? Wait a minute, this is a camel burger? They're like, yeah, this is the best goddamn camel burger. We didn't even care no more. I got introduced to camel. Is that something that they normally eat camel out there?
I mean, not normally, no. I don't know, because you mentioned desert and for 2 hours, so I didn't know where you were. Egypt is a big country.
I didn't even know. We were on our way to Egypt. But before, so you've been, obviously you lived there. whatever road we took, right? Before you actually, so you're on the highway for like an hour or two. I don't know where we were coming from. I don't know the area. So when we knew we got to Egypt is when we started to see the buildings and the billboards pop up, right? So you drive through the desert, nothing. And it's almost like Las Vegas. There's nothing. And then there's one block, desert, Mercedes, billboards, mansions. And we're like, what the fuck just happened? Then you just drive into the city. So I was just like, I ate a camel burger. And I just wanted to know, like, is that normal out there? Like,
no, camel burger is not normal. Egypt is traditionally, so given that we have a vast history, so
yeah.
Traditionally we started as a very vegetarian heavy kind of cuisine. So we are one of the nations, and I'm saying this with all respect to a lot of other cultures, but one of the nations claiming the OG falafel came from Egypt.
Okay.
But then after that, we moved into poultry, and I think poultry will be still number one. So people eat a lot of chicken and a lot of duck and pigeons, which is not so specifically pigeons is very, very typically Egyptian. That's not common everywhere else you go, and that's not common globally speaking as well. I think chicken and duck fine, but pigeons not so much.
Yeah. Pigeon? Like
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Pigeon.
We see too many of them.
Not in New York. You don't want none of these New York pigeons. I won't let you go, but you don't want these New York pigeons. I hope Egypt pigeons are different than these New York pigeons.
You don't want to eat Big Bird.
That's a fact.
Camel burger, I never had it in my life, but
really?
No. I know that there are some, like, it's actually a famous case of scam. Like, you go to a lot of butchers, and instead of selling you beef, they sell you camel meat.
Oh,
and it's famous, you know, that you buy a piece of steak, you put it on whatever that you're cooking, and then it shrinks in no time. Then you know you've been scammed, and it's camel.
Got you.
Camel burger, that's a great story, man. I'm
putting it in the air. When we go back, we're going back together for content one day, 1 year. And we're gonna
I want to see where I want to go to this.
We're gonna try it. I want to try the shit now.
I'm a foodie, Islam. So none of us, and I mean none of us put it down. We ordered more to go. Like, this is the best camel burger I ever had in my life. Like, I'm telling you, like, this was like amazing. But I was like, I didn't know they ate camel. So that's why I said I was gonna ask you that, you know, because I just thought it was odd.
It is odd, but it's not the oddest thing I heard.
Okay.
I mean, you have people eating kangaroos in some other places. You have people eating crocodile, people eating ostriches. Like, people eat a lot of stuff, man. So, but camel, I've heard that we have a lot of butchers selling you camel, but it's not that Egyptians like the taste of camel, if that's the question. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something we like to eat. No.
Okay, so second part to the question. So we get there. The guy says, you want to take picture? You want to take picture on camel? We're like, yes. We get the camel. We get on the camel. They take the picture. And then when you go to get off, he's like $100. And we like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, get on camel free. Get off camel, $100. And we're like, what?
Pay the guy. That's all I have to say.
Pay the man.
We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
A lot of wild experiences. I'm sorry. I had to share a couple with you. I'm sorry.
It's great entrepreneurial skills, man.
Hey, man. Hey, well, hold up. If y'all don't get some, I'm going to put the merch up. Y'all don't get some merch. I'll be selling some camel back. If y'all get some merch, you can get your merch at OTB. Please get your merch. Get your corsets. Get your hats. Come on. It's cold as hell out here. We said it's 12 degrees.
Yeah,
man.
I mean.
Beanies. Come on, baby.
Unbelievable.
But I do got to ask you, Islam. Now that he told that story, now I'm looking at Egypt like, all right, bro. For you to come in, like, how you got in the industry? What was this story? Did you just stumble upon the industry, marketing, advertising? How did you get in?
So, first of all, it was a great story, man. I really enjoyed it. Specifically the $100 piece. Like, it's genius. I like it.
They do it in front of the behind the Sphinx where the pyramids are before you go into the pyramid, right there. Because they say, oh, camel ride. You want to ride camel? So we like, yeah, we never rode a camel before. We get on, no problem, get on. But when it is over, when you go to get off, they was like, yeah. And you was like, free ride.
Mucho dinero, brother.
You know what? That's what we're going. You could come to this podcast for free, but when you leave, you can come view the show. But when you leave, you're gonna have a paywall, right? What your ass? We got to implement immediately, chat. Please put it down.
That's crazy.
Please put it down.
No,
that's crazy.
To your question, Jarrett, I I think what pushed me to think of marketing is the art of storytelling, and Egypt is big on that. Like, we love stories. It's basically every neighborhood, alley, avenue, street, any corner you have, people are telling stories, and you have different types. You have the folkloric, driven by songs and music kind of story. So it has a nice rhythm to it, it rhymes and all of that. So it fascinates you as a child. You like to hear these stories and all of that. And they're usually about the superheroes of the neighborhood and the values that they're driven by and how they act for their community and society, and they disagree to really surrender to corruption. And so you get absolutely into the culture by reading all of these stories. And even you go and visit your grandmother, she has a story to tell. You go with your friends, they have a story to tell. Even now in the podcast, we just heard a story. You know what I mean? So I've always felt that storytelling is actually the glue that connects us all as humans together. Like, we're all storytellers in some shape or form. Everything is a story. And then for you to get a career, I'm like, okay, like, what are the possible avenues? Because I studied science. So both my parents were engineers. And again, like I said, the society expects you to be either an engineer or a doctor or this. Like, there has to be some science in the equation. So I did study computer science and electronics and mathematics and all of this. But then I found myself gravitating towards stories. And then I wanted to see which jobs really allow you to tell stories and get paid well, because that's like, you also want to get the $100, like the camel story, you know what I mean?
Message.
Got it. He got it.
Right? Like you gotta appreciate that, the hustle. So I'm like, okay, marketing and advertising seems the right avenue. I started in advertising first. So I was recruited by LaborNet, Starcom group at the beginning, and kept seeing all of these. Like, I was like a youngster, just graduated from college, like a couple of years, and see all of these creative directors create these stories and present to people. And I'm like, I want to be like that. I want to tell stories like this and make a living out of it. And then I moved to LaborNet, and then from LaborNet to Henkel, which is a detergents company, like similar to Procter & Gamble and Unilever and whatnot. It's a German company that operates in a lot of places. And then from there, I started, moving from a multinational to another. And then I've been with Coca-Cola for almost 2 decades, which is the ultimate storytelling company.
Right. I mean, shout out to Coca-Cola for creating one of the best stories in modern history. Christmas. Hello. You know, shout out to Coca-Cola for that. I don't think it's a better story that you could tell from them moderating anything other than helping to create Christmas for what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
What would be your favorite Coke ad, or some of the ads that you like?
I'm gonna be honest. My favorite one, I gotta say, because it is my favorite. One of my favorite ones was when they had the collaboration with Mercedes, and Diddy was like, "Did you see my car? Did you see my car?" And they had like all of the Mercedes lined up as reindeers. Did you see that one?
I don't remember this one, no.
Yeah, so it was an ad like that. You talking about Christmas or Coca-Cola?
I was just Coca-Cola.
No, Coca-Cola.
Oh, Coca-Cola. So okay. No, I thought he said Christmas. No, he said Christmas. I thought he said Christmas. I said Christmas. No, because he said Christmas. I thought he said Christmas.
No, Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Right. So no, so
on that one.
No, I was, because I said Christmas.
I'm with you.
So when he said Christmas, I thought he was like,
I meant Coca-Cola, because Christmas, yes, but I wanted to know what else as Coca-Cola adds, like you.
I mean, it's so many. Like, now I got to think of a specific one that stands out.
I would say the most iconic for me, I think the polar bear ones. If you think about Coca-Cola, you think about the
Polar Express. You talking about the Polar Express?
The polar bears, them skating on the ice with the Coca-Cola.
Okay. I know that one. I know that one.
Like in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I remember that are iconic. I'm trying to think of something more recent though.
I personally
was a good one.
So I grew up with always Coca-Cola, so I always loved the song, and I felt like, given that we're talking about stories, I felt every line of that ad, always Coca-Cola, is a story, right? Like, whenever there is a pool, there is a flirt. I felt like that's a nice line, that's a nice story to be told. Whenever there is school, there is homework. That's another one. So I feel like when you have some of the ad has a lot of these like stories even within it captivates the mind, and then you add a nice song to it. So I feel like always Coca-Cola is such a great song. So I that was one of the ads that I grew up with.
I got to ask you, since we're talking about the ads, can you tell us one ad story that just rocket? It was rocket straight out there. Like you had an idea, it was the biggest thing ever, and give us one ad that it was reversed, one that maybe it flopped. Because I'm a creative, I love to hear these stories.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course, I think the ad that I think really worked really, really well for us. It was when in my time in Dubai, when I was working in Middle East and North Africa, and we wanted to do an ad for Ramadan. So like you celebrate Christmas and end of the year, Ramadan comes in a specific time of the year in the Arab world. And it's a great moment of connection, generosity, and naturally positive vibes and all of that. And the idea back then was like, we need to have less judgment of one another, that the world is better when we give each other a chance and we just start seeing beyond what we see early. And the science behind it was that it takes 7 seconds to judge a person from just taking a look, which is judgment, which you want to stop doing. So we wanted people to stop judging and give themselves a little bit more time to really see beyond what you see when you see in the first 7 seconds. So we made an ad where we invited 6 different people into a restaurant. And I don't know if in the US you had that, like, because this ad was shot like almost 9 years ago. And it was trendy at the time that you want to enjoy the best culinary experience and get the best gastronomical sense. So you'd go and eat in pitch black, in full darkness. There are no lights, right? So you go and just eat and enjoy. Like they tell you, hey, this is the plate, this is what you're going to eat. So you know how to operate, but it's pitch black. You don't see anything. You're just enjoying the sense of eating. So we took 6 people there and we told them, hey, you're not going to see one another. So they enter the room in pitch black so they don't see one another. Just talk and have a conversation, and then see when we turn on the light, what do you actually, what did you actually think of the person that was talking to you, telling you who they are, versus what you see right now when the light is on. So for example, we had a person that does sky jumping, and he's on a wheelchair. So he talks about sky jumping and the thrill and this. So when you turn on the light and you see him on a wheelchair, it catches you by surprise, that you know what I mean, that you're like, I did not expect this. Or when you see like, hey, I'm a member of a heavy metal band and whatnot, and then when you turn on the light, he's wearing a full suit and wearing glasses, beard shaved, the hair is super traditional, and you're like, okay, what? I expected long hair, I expected tattoos, you know, something. And then there is a guy who speaks perfect Arabic. And Arabic is a very tough language. It's not an easy one. He speaks perfect Arabic. His name is Matt. He's actually from England. He doesn't have any ethnicity to the Arab world at all. He's passionate about the Arabic language, and he speaks it fluently, like almost his mother tongue. So again, when you open up and you see that this is Matt, blue eyes, blonde, okay, what's going on? And then we asked them to reach out to a box under the chairs after we put the light on, after they've been talking. They take a can of Coke, and we removed the Coca-Cola label from it. So there is no Coca-Cola script on the can. It's just blank. And it said, labels are for cans and not for people. This Ramadan, try to judge with more than what meets the eye, right? And when we did that, so by the way, it was an experiment, and it's not I mean, you're creative, you guys in production, so it's not an expensive production to go for, because it's just 6 people eating in pitch black restaurants, so it's not. But then the reaction went, like, I can tell you, Ashton Kutcher tweeted about it. This was a message for the Arab world, and it was a Ramadan communication. But then again, when your earlier question was like different cultures and how do you navigate, when the message is so meaningful and just straight human, it goes everywhere. Ashton Kutcher probably doesn't celebrate Ramadan, doesn't maybe connect much with my part of the world and so forth. You know what I mean? Like, he maybe doesn't know much, or maybe because he lives in the US, he has his world and his life, and he's busy and he's an actor and this and this. But then he saw the ad and he connected with it immediately, and he tweeted about it. You know what I mean? That, oh, this ad captivated his mind, because yes, we should not judge. Labels are really for cans and not for people. So when we did this ad, it just kept going on and on and on. And at the time, it was probably the most viral film of Coca-Cola during that particular year because of what it did. So that's an ad that personally I'm super proud of it. Did I expect this reaction? Probably not. I expected that the message would resonate well, but would I have dreamed, as someone who worked in that region, to have someone of the status of Ashton Kutcher to tweet about it? No, you know what I mean? So that ad really, really resonated well, and
Wow.
and I feel super proud that when I talk about it all the time. So it is one of the most spoken and talked about ads of Coca-Cola.
What year was that?
2016.
Because I didn't see that one. So now you're gonna. I have to go look for that now because I didn't even see
it.
it.
We're gonna add it now. We're recording. We're gonna add it in post.
That's a fact. Listen, I'm being honest. Now you listen. Listen, Islam. Here's the thing about this show: like you learn things all the time, right? And you're right for the message that you said. If it was that powerful that it got somebody that doesn't even connect with that to tweet that and really get engaged with that. Only thing I gotta say behind that is
you have my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Attention now too. I'm gonna go look for it too because I want to go see what it looked like.
I know when you walked in the office that Monday was fire.
When you search it, type Coca-Cola no label because that's
okay. Yep, going for it right now. Yep.
So you'll see
that's
it.
Fire. So the second part of that question was, what was one that you thought probably was a home run? You just knew it was a home run and didn't have the impact that you thought.
I think the home run flops usually are on promotions. You usually think, oh, I'm going to do this promotion and I'm going to give people that much and it's going to go like wildfire. You know what I mean? I'm going to just put this thing, and you get to sometimes do research and get this and telling you, oh, yes, people want this. People desperately want this premium so that you can sell more and sell more. And a lot of them work, but also a lot of them don't. You know what I mean? So I think that, and again, it depends on a lot of variables, and you get to see a lot of, I don't know, like sometimes the weather, sometimes this, sometimes that. Like I think it's very hard to predict that you're going to get a home run so much, but that's always the conversation when it comes to promotions. And some of them really work well, some of them not necessarily the same way.
Yeah, no, I guess why it excites me, Islam. I don't know if you knew. I used to work for Khan, so I was the guy selling the archive. I was the first sales rep for the archive.
Amazing.
So I'm sitting there looking at all these pieces of work and like, damn, this is good. This sucks. How'd this get this? This is really good. And I wanted to be a part of that mix, right? But like you said, but it was different regions, right? Different regions. You have Dove that this campaign did this because it was this area and all that stuff, bro. But like, I love knowing what makes people move and what makes people tick, and then what is the ROI behind that, right? So when I asked you, like, what was it like coming on that Monday? Like, how do you guys track? It was just like the numbers, the metrics. What was the KPI? You don't have to tell specific, but I'm curious, like, what's the KPI when you do a film?
No, I think advertising in general tries to generate first of all, like you want to get attention, so you want people to pay attention to what you're seeing, given that everybody's so busy and there's so much happening. And then after the attention, did it persuade people? And then if yes, do they then think of your brand in a favorable way? I think that's traditionally, you can come up with different names and shapes and forms, but these are usually the metrics that count. You get the attention, and then if you get the attention, did it convince? And if yes, then are people in love with your brand or not?
Then dollars follow. And for those listening, right, you use something like a social listening platform. So you go and see what's going on social media. What did it like about the campaign? No labels. Who's going at? The technology was kind of early then in 2016 when you couldn't track to see what they're doing and actions afterwards. But it's evolved now where they can track that stuff.
Islam, I think I got you, bro. I'm thinking about the commercial you said about the no labels. That shit sound like Love is Blind, the prequel. I think they owe you a check. Islam, I might help you get a couple dollars. That sounds like Love is Blind, the TV show. You can't see him. You only got to talk to him. You only meet him after you make the commitment. That shit sound like exactly like your commercial made it to. They might have to cut you more than the title. Love is Blind. You've been put on notice. You might
listen to him. You can learn something.
You might owe Islam a check at Coca-Cola because I think you took that idea and ran with it. I just thought about it. It's crazy.
That is real.
Have you seen the show, Kato?
Yeah, I saw the second season where the dude ran off on the girl.
Yeah, but it's like 7 seasons. But when we talk about engagement, like he said, right, the engagement of the ad was so like powerful that it got people that wasn't even thinking about being involved in something like that involved, right? The show does the same exact thing because it's based on the exact same premise. You can't see the person. You can only hear the voice. You can't see them. You only can talk to them. So you don't know where you just got to, and you're not allowed to ask certain questions that would reveal you know, the word ethnicity. There you go. Ethnicity or like, I think religion is like, there's rules so that you can't say like, you know, what do you look like? You understand? You can't use none of that. Islam, we gonna get you a check, bro. I think y'all owe Islam a couple points, Love is Blind. The lawyers might be calling you on Tuesday.
but since you brought up that one, bro, I am curious. What is the creative process to get that approved, though? For a big brand like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
of course.
No label stuff. Like, what is that like? How many rounds are you guys in the war room coming up with ideas? What's that look like from ideation to execution?
Yeah. I mean, we don't call them war rooms, but
I'm old school. You know, I'm old school. I'm in OTB Digital now. I'm old school, baby. War room. You sit there. You like this idea? I hate it. I fucking hate it.
No, I think that the process always for it to work has to always be what we call human centric, right?
Okay.
So human centricity, basically, the inspiration comes from people all the time who you want to talk to. So you try to listen to them and understand what are the tensions and the insights running in life. And then you pick one of them that makes sense for your brand to talk about, because end of the day, brands have to talk in their premise, in their alleys, in their corridors. We can just talk about everything because end of the day, you need legitimacy to be able to talk in a certain topic. And then once you do that, the process is simple. The process is basically you come up with concepts and you start validating with consumers. So if you study or if you search design thinking, that's how it works. So you come up with a concept or what we call minimum viable proposition, and you start validating it with consumers and be open to their feedback so that you can give them something that they really truly desire. And then you keep testing till you get a place where you feel that, you know what, we feel very confident that this will create impact and this will move the needle for our brand, and then you launch. And then even after when you launch, because we're all human, so there's no perfection, right? So you need to still learn and see what really worked in that approach and what didn't, so that you can get better as you go through the process. So I wouldn't say this is completely patent or completely proprietary for Coca-Cola. I think anybody in marketing would probably use a version or so from that process.
Absolutely.
I just got a question for that. Because Coca-Cola is such a major brand, right? Everything is branding. The color, the letters, the font. I mean, everything is branding, right? So I just want to piggyback, Cuzzo. Like, I understand when you guys come together, let's say somebody on your team comes up with an idea. I know it goes up the chain, but specifically an idea that does not brand the brand. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Is it like a voting process? Like, who has the last say, kind of like, say you're the head of the creative team and you're like, yo, we want to run with this, right? And we believe this. How many like levels does this thing has to go up the chain of command before it gets approved, before the final person says, okay, we're going to run with that? Because I'm just thinking like Coca-Cola to take a risk on running a campaign without the brand is big.
And couldn't that kind of hinder you?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Moments, right? You got a moment.
Yeah.
You can't wait till you run up 3 chains, right? You got to now.
So I think it's case by case.
Okay.
So I think some cases take longer to convince and to navigate than others. To your point here, so the case, for example, you had to work closely with your trademark counsel, with your legal teams, with the PR teams and all of that, so that you make sure that, yes, although that we are in the commercial, removing the brand, but on shelf, in store, or out of home and all of that, the brand is there. You know what I mean? So the story itself can have this creative license just to make the point, but it doesn't mean that we're going to strip ourselves of the brand everywhere else, because end of the day, you gotta, so you know what I mean? So I think that specific case, you work with these departments, and in a lot of other cases, you work with different departments. So if you're launching a new innovation, you know what I mean? You got to work with your research and development, product developers and all of that, so that you can get to a product innovation. You do the right quality checks, health checks. And so it depends, and it's case by case. Some cases move slower, some cases move faster. Like, I wouldn't say like there is a one system or one equation or one process that fits it all. Like, I wish it was, it's not.
Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad, depending on what it is. But I am curious, what, because we ask all of our guests this, and we got to ask you this, Islam. What, and you, because in your bio it says, I'm striving to make my mama proud. What we usually have on a segment is mama I made it moments. What is that for you in your career that you're looking back, you're working on a campaign, you're in con somewhere. What is that one moment for you to be like, damn, I did it?
You know, I mean, for me, the moment I started taking global roles, specifically creatively, because in the creative department, I am the first Egyptian to reach a global level in Coca-Cola, right? So,
Yo, Pablo,
To the horn. Beat him to the horn.
You was 100th of a millisecond.
The quickest gun on this side of Mississippi, Islam.
You got me by 100th of a millisecond on that one.
So I think that's the moment I felt I made her proud, because it's a super prestigious company. I'm super honored and privileged to work for the Coca-Cola company. It's a phenomenal place. I learned a lot. I owe them a lot. So to reach that place shows you also that the company believes in promoting the best person for the job and looking at them anywhere, you know. So it's not just one-sided. Like, you can work hard on your side, but the organization itself needs to be set up for these values. And I think the Coca-Cola company is like, it's like brings people from all around the world. And I think it shows, it manifests in everything that we do. So I feel blessed as well that I work in this company who gave me the opportunity to be in this position.
Love it, man. Well, we probably gonna see you at con this year. We're gonna we're gonna celebrate.
For certain opportunities, Islam, we talk about this, right? I just want your opinion on this. For certain opportunities, when people are given opportunities, sometimes they don't see the full potential of the opportunity. They only see like what's in front of them. So let me unpack it, right? Let's say I was going to work for Coca-Cola, right? A big, big company, right? I would be willing to come in the mailroom. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I would be willing to come in at an entry level to get my foot in the door, right? And then work my way up the ladder to say, at least I'm here, I can show this and this and that. So when you were given the opportunity to work for Coca-Cola, and I understand it might not have been, what you wanted it to be, what was your mindset on that? Like, did you have that, like, yo, let me just get my foot in the door and I will, that work ethic is going to come in and I will climb the ladder? Or was there a time where you contemplated it, where you said, well, it might not be the money I want, right? Or it might not be the position I want. Should I kind of like, weigh out my options? What was that decision like?
No, it's what you said earlier. It's definitely that, let me get into this fascinating place and let me work and get my way up. And I made it in a decade and a half to get to where I'm at, which is great. I'm super blessed to where I'm at the moment. And again, the company provides a lot of, you just hear the values of the company and you see it in action, and it just inspires you to come and be the best version of yourself every day, and then trust the process and then see how it goes. You know what I mean? I think that the concept though, because people might hear, oh, you have to then follow the dream, and the money is important as well. Let's call a spade, right? We do what we do just to earn and to provide for our families. So I think
screaming baby,
right? Yeah. So as long as the two are in sync, so you're working hard and you're doing something that you like and you're able to provide, then life is good. I mean, there are ways and opportunities for you to make more money, but not necessarily connect with the heart. So I think, again, the choice, so that's a choice you make. And there are ways that can make you happier, but then the money is not be so good. So that's also another choice. So it's important to find that sync and that balance. And it doesn't come very quickly. It takes time for you to navigate. It's like an investment.
Right.
And an investment, you put the money first and you might lose in the beginning some of it, but then at the end, if it gives you the return or higher returns as well, then all is good. And I think Coca-Cola, at least for me, the returns were much higher than any anticipations, any expectations I had. I'm a super proud ambassador and loyalist to the company.
Well, I've got to ask you, we talked about it, you just said investments, right? So me coming from con, I used to always wonder this, right? When I was working there for new business, they said if you won a Con Lion Award, it's equivalent to $1 million in new revenue. One, I always wondered, how the hell do you track that, right? Like, how do you know it's 1 million in new revenue? I don't know, but I'm selling this thing, right? And Nadine came on the story. She told us a story about you came in with an ambitious idea to be brand of the year, right? What made you come up? Walk us through that story, because I would love to know what made you come up with that idea, and what are the steps to take to get brand of the year?
Look, brand of the year was just like, and again, I'm going to use the analogy of sports. Like, you have institutions, you have brands, you have teams, and the whole notion of winning is characteristic of the culture of a certain team or a certain place. And I'm like, we are Coca-Cola, like we are mentioned in pretty much all the marketing books that exist. You know what I mean? Like the brand and the company has so much history, so much innovations in marketing, and so much advertising that is absolutely staple in the world of advertising. And we need to make sure that when we go in a festival like Cannes Lions, that people start pointing at Coca-Cola and start saying, oh, look at what Coca-Cola is doing. Oh, we enjoyed that example. We've seen that ad. I'm going to take note from this and take note from that. And my analogy was like, if you look at the Lakers and the Celtics basketball-wise, right? Like, if they don't win the NBA, it's not a successful season. It doesn't mean that the season was terrible or that the team is bad or but that's always the ambition, because there is a certain culture, a certain institution, and a certain expectation from either the fans or the shareholders alike. So I'm like, hey guys, like, we gotta push for it. Will we get there? I don't know, because we haven't done it before. So we haven't reached brand of the year before, but we gotta give it our best push. We gotta have this ambition that we're gonna go for it. Like when you see any athlete that has a winning mentality, if you don't win, then it becomes, okay, like, I need to be better to win next time. You know what I mean? So winning is important. So it wasn't necessarily about getting some trophies or some silverware and all of that, but it was to instill a winning mentality that, hey, we sit on a brand built by giants. Coca-Cola is such an icon that we got to show respect to all of those who worked before us and keep pushing. If we win, great. If we don't, at least we are pushing through to make the work come better and push people to also do their best and so forth. And we pushed through, and we agreed that we're going to have a set of values and standards that we push through. And then it worked. Year one, we go and we push for it. And I have to say, my predecessor, his name is Pratik, he worked also on the creative side of the brand and all of that. He also set the foundation for all of us. Like, he built also a creative community. They started the process. We had some wins in the years before. So all of it leads to, you come in a place and then you win. So I think it was more of a symbolic win for us than anything, because it's like, okay, now creativity is absolutely a testament on one of the biggest stages, which is Cannes. So I think that was the meaning behind it, and that's what we wanted to do. Like, we really wanted to give everybody something to be proud of in the creative community. There's a lot to be proud of as a Coca-Cola employee. The minute you step foot into the building, and you're like, there's so much to be proud of. But we wanted the creative teams in specific to have something to say, yeah, we are one of the best creative teams in the world because we just won the creative brand of the year in Cannes. You know what I mean? And so we'll see. We're going to see if we go back to back or not. Like, we're going to see. But end of the day, it just moves you into a feeling that, you know what, our standard is to win brand of the year, so we're going to keep pushing. It elevates the self-esteem of the team, and also pushes all the agencies working with you to know that, oh, this is an ambitious team that wants to keep pushing the envelope and creating best stories and best work to really drive the business first and foremost, because that's why we're here, to really drive the business.
I know y'all partied like a mug out there. I know you partied.
I just realized something too. The part, of course, they celebrated, but Islam, you just made me realize something. I've been listening to how you have been talking about working with Coca-Cola, and almost every single time you say you work for Coca-Cola, you say we. You don't say I work for Coca-Cola. You say we. We the team. Coca-Cola. We Coca-Cola. That shows me that this company has fostered an environment that has made you feel like this is your company, right? Your company. Even though you're an employee, this is your company, which now fosters a different work ethic. And we talked about this, Cuzzo, right? Last episode, right? Or the episode before that, about companies fostering an environment, Islam, to make their workers feel like this is mine, and how the difference in the mindset works if I'm an employee, 9 to 5, I clock in, I clock out, I do my job and go home, versus an employee like you that says almost every time, we are Coca-Cola. We do this. Almost as if this is your company.
You could have said, this is my idea, and this is what I did. I said that you corrected. You made a left quick.
He never said, I don't remember him saying not even one time. And I want to just chime in on that and ask you, how do you feel? Because a lot of us, and I'm going to tell you, right, my cousin and myself included, a lot of us work in environments where we work hard. We get educated, we get certified. We do the things that are required of us to reach a certain level. There's always requirements, right? But we're working in these environments where we feel, keyword, unappreciated. Unappreciated, as if we mean nothing. We're just a cog in the wheel. We're just a cog. We're easily replaceable. But I'm not getting that from you. I'm not getting that from you. What I'm getting is the sense of like, you're like, yo, this is mine just as much as this is theirs, which now fosters a tremendous difference in attitude and work ethic and energy that you bring to the table, which now makes it infectious to your team. So how could they not follow somebody that's walking in, giving them that kind of energy, man? How do you feel about that? That Coca-Cola has fostered that type of environment to make you feel like I'm not just an employee, I matter. Islam, me, I matter. How do you feel about that?
Oh, 1000%. And I'm glad you're asking, because because culture is important.
Yes.
Culture is really, really important. And I think, again, it's an organization that says that we are the company, because sometimes you create these intangible meanings. Oh, but the company. But who is the company? The company is us. The company is all the employees, right? Like, there isn't an entity that is higher than all of us called the company that orchestrates stuff. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, we are the company, right? So I think when the company pushes you to, hey, we want to work as a network, there is a lot of strength in reaching out to one another everywhere, and you feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can wake up and call my counterpart in Japan or in Australia or in Africa and tell them, hey, we have this idea. Do you want to join? Do you want to do it? How can we do it better? Is Japan interested? Is Africa interested? And then you start building it together. And then, again, like we said on even research and things before, some stuff is going to work, some stuff is not. And that's normal. If you think everything you're going to do is going to work, then you're mistaken. I think, and here I quote Michael Jordan, like, forgive me for making it look easy for you, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, when he talks about that, I failed and hence I am great. Like, he's like, I took a lot of shots and missed most of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the premise. That's how you keep trying and keep going. So you're absolutely bang on the money. The company and everybody in the company puts a lot of effort in making sure that we are a network, that we work together, that we put processes, and then we can see together how we can make them better. And that comes, I think, by a lot of generations passing on this knowledge and these values to one another. And that is pretty much what makes Coca-Cola so special, because it is a 140 years old company, right? So people should just look at that number and ask themselves, like, it's not a surprise to see such a success in such an organization, because culture is very, very important.
Yeah, you know.
I know you're going, Cuzzo. I know you're going.
So many questions I want to ask, because you're fascinating me. All right, because I'm a creator. I love this shit, bro.
I know where you're going, Cuzzo.
I want to ask you something that we've had on this talk from a lot of creators, right? Global VPs, creatives, people who won Con Awards, all of that stuff, right? My big thing, we had a lady on, Mary Webb, you may know her. So she created Flow from Progressive. So my thing, as an agency partner, so as you being a creative, you create a flow for Progressive that enhances the brand. Do you think there should be some changes in how the content and the creative, like, you know what I'm saying? You as the
monetization of it,
afterwards, right? Because if I give you a piece of work that turns into flow, that turns into a no label, that does this global thing, should me as the creator, just like a salesperson would get the commission, should it be performance based?
So we are judged based on performance. So you have your basic benefits, and then you have also performance-based benefits. Like, if the company achieves XYZ, and then you have your personal objectives, and if you over exceeds, you get more and stuff like that. So it's not that it's not like public sector kind of concept. I think any private institution would have basic sums and would have sums that depend on performance. Pay per performance is again is not a Coca-Cola thing. It's a common practice in the multinational world.
But it's different from in-house versus you being an agency partner, right? Like so like you're part of the brand and I come up with the flow, and I'm a part of Progressive. That's different from me being WPP or Omnicon or somebody else that's an agency partner, and I give you that idea. Now you have the idea in perpetuity. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm in brand and I give you the idea, does that change the monetization aspect a little more? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, there are a lot of different standards and ways to look at it and ways to compensate and all of that. And I wouldn't say that everybody goes in the same like it's
different.
It's a question for procurement folks more and for people who price stuff and all that, because creatives, I don't necessarily get involved in how do you price stuff and how do you negotiate. So like, we are here to get business briefs and see what's the best creative way to address them. So that's not my area of expertise, but I can tell you that definitely the compensation, there are different ways of looking at it and how you can compensate here and there. So,
the only reason I ask that is not because I want to make sure the creators, right? Because we are creators. I've been a creator in corporate America. I'm a creator on my own, right? A lot of creators that we even come on here, they have millions and billions of impressions. The problem is, right, is knowing your worth. Right. So if you create that no label worth and you're creating new business, now we're getting more proposals. Now we have more work coming in. Now we have new partners. We have things that are changing the business. And if I was a key factor to that, how do you know you're not getting undersold? So that's kind of like the game I want to give to the next generation, to the next Islam coming up. If you're doing a campaign of, and you are the flow from Aggressive, how can you make sure that you get your fair value or market value for it?
I mean, at least on my experience, I think we're very fairly compensated, and I don't think it's a tension point. If that's like, I don't think that's the case.
We've heard different. We've heard like from agency. That's why I never heard it from in brand. That's why I wanted to ask you.
I haven't been on the agency side for like almost 24 years, so I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Right. But I don't know. I mean, I think from my side, at least, I think fairness and right compensation is something that, I mean, every brand, every esteemed company is definitely working hard to make it as the norm.
I got a follow-up question to you, Islam. Also, we like to talk about, and I know you glanced, you kind of mentioned it, but we passed over. I don't want to get too far past it, right? We always talk about family, because success is very important, but we cannot have success without the support of our loved ones.
Absolutely.
And it starts with the people that influence you at the very beginning, whether mother or father, whoever your parental people are. Some people are raised by their grandmothers, etc., right? And you mentioned something very important that, in your culture, you either was this or you was that, right? And we've heard that from a lot of similar cultures, the West Indian culture, they do nursing and the medical and things of that nature, right? So you decided to get into this field that wasn't, let's say, necessarily the norm, right? What was the support like when you decided to kind of go against the grain, right? I don't want to be an engineer, right? I don't want to do this. Like, I want to do this. And technically, unless you can correct me, you're the first one to do this now. So they don't even have like a roadmap of like what success looks like for anybody else in front of you, right? You're setting the standard. So I just want to know, what did it look like when you started it now versus now your family sees you're successful? Like you said, you're not the only child, versus what it looks like now for people that are coming up in the family saying, Islam, I want to do what you're doing, right? What does that look like now? Like the shift in the kind of attitude of what you're doing, because people might not have thought that your career was an actual career in that moment, right? In that point in time when you wanted to do something, like they might not have thought it would have been as fruitful as it is.
That's a juicy question, brother.
Yeah.
That's cable burger shit.
Cable burger juicy. Yeah.
Look, it's easier to answer it now.
Okay.
Of course. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, when I was in the middle of it, I would have said I don't know. But let me tell you about the support system. Okay. So first of all, like I said, like my mother taught me that love always wins. And when it comes to love, it's like what do you want? What makes you fall in love with your job? Which job is that job that makes you fall in love with it, that you would not feel that you're giving 12 hours a day or 14 hours a day and all of that? And that's the career I chose. And I wouldn't say that Egyptians are not good at it. I think Egyptians, you have a very strong advertising industry and marketing industry, but Egyptians do not necessarily have a lot of cases before of people who would reach global level and leading brands like the status of Coca-Cola on a global level. Like, hey, I sit on top of the creative ecosystem now of Coca-Cola brand. We didn't have a lot of that examples before. But within Egypt, maybe within Africa, the Arab world, you have a lot of previous successes that could probably be stronger than me in their skill set or stronger in leadership and a lot of things. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm saying I'm the only one who is leading a global icon brand like this who reached that level, maybe. So when she told me choose, I chose it. But the more important message that she asked me not to is to not quit, like not come in the middle and see that, hey, because it gets hard, right? She's like, okay, choose love, but love is not easy. Like, love is actually hard. Because when you exert any relationship and you put love as the word on the two arrowhead between the two entities, it's very, very hard, because you need to invest a lot to really push for that love. Versus something you don't love, so you don't care. So it doesn't take any investment from you. So she said love, but do not quit. She's like, you have a mission, do not quit till the last breath. So keep on pushing till you get there, and you're going to get there one way or another. So I think these are the two things. Like, my mom has been obviously a great influence on me in my life. I mean, again, I love my dad, and I think he is such a big man of science and all of that, but it's the emotional, sometimes inspiration that push you, you know what I mean? Because she just told me that you need to believe in it, and you need to put the effort, and you need to not quit. And there are some times where you actually want to quit. Like, you know what, like, why am I living in this place? I'm away from my friends, away from my family, away from this. We go back to who I know. I want to be laughing with my friends. I want to be doing this. I want to be watching that movie with them and go to this and spend, especially also when you're at younger stages, you're like, but there's a lot of joy that I'm losing. You know what I mean? I'm stuck in this job, and there's a lot of, and everybody's having fun, and I'm not. But it hits you later on. That's why I said it's easier to answer now. There, because there I would be like, you know what, man, you only get one life, just have fun,
So I was going to piggyback over to tell us about one moment, and let's share ours, right? What's one moment that you was going to quit, and how did you overcome that?
Well, I mean, there is a lot of moments where you consider quitting, because end of the day, again, back on the life is what happens when you're busy making plans. Life also sometimes happens when you're busy working, right? So, so you're.
Sorry, you got a double, because we both quick on the trick, man. We holy shit, I like that one.
I like that. That was good.
So I think there are these moments. So I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, I get an echo too. I don't know how. They talk.
Yeah. No, I think the reason why I'm saying this is you're busy on a mission and you're working, but sometimes, I don't know, a cousin goes through something and you feel that you could be there for them more. Or, you know what, my whole country was going through a lot and people were in the streets and uprising and this, and I was away. So there is a lot that happens that you're not there for. And sometimes these moments really shake you, because you're like, okay, I could have been there for my cousin. I could have been there for my country. So again, the choice kicks in. I'm not saying be a bastard and don't care about your cousins and don't care about this, but everything has a price. So it's not going to come when you have everything. That's why I said the 24 karat, this Egyptian philosophy that you're not going to get 100, you're going to get 24. So those 24 could be 15 of them are success at work, and then 5 are health and 4 are your family, and that's it. You get nothing else. Fine. You know what I mean? So you got to be satisfied with those that you chose, so that you know that there is a price for everything. I didn't have a lot of social life in the last 10 years. I didn't see my friends. I didn't watch a lot of the games I wanted to watch. I didn't play cards. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. By the end of the day, I look where I am today. At least my kids can look up to me and they say, oh, my dad worked on Coca-Cola and he was the guy calling the shots, for example, in this advertising. You know what I mean?
Talk your talk, Islam. I love that shit.
I think that was the perfect answer. I ain't even going to lie. Like,
Yo, you
I
good,
think
man.
that's the perfect
You're
answer.
good. PR team, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Comms team, leave him alone.
Yeah.
He's good.
I just want to tell you, like, and my cousin said this to you earlier, Islam, but I want you to understand that even though we appreciate you coming on the show, we're not going to sit here and lie to you. We're not going to hype you up and tell you things that we stand 10 toes down. It is what it is. My cousin knew more about you than I did, but I will tell you this. Every single person, and I'm talking about that I met in person, that we were having personal conversations that even brought up your name or heard that we even was thinking about trying to get you on the show, had nothing, and I mean zero negative things to say about you. I mean every single person that spoke about you in the absolute highest regard. This man is kind. This man is hardworking. This man communicates. And I'm talking males, females, it didn't matter. What you have been doing, brother, I'm telling you, has not gone unnoticed. I just want to tell you that from us. Again, this is our first time having a physical conversation, but I am telling you, the work that you are doing, even if somebody never says it to you, we're going to say it to you now. That hard work, that leading by love, it is working, because I am telling you, when you are not in these rooms and they're talking about you and they're having conversations about you, the ones that we were privy to, you are held like this.
Yeah, and the ones we're airing from are heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters.
They're not going to bullshit us either. They are not.
That's a fact. So I wanted to let you know that. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a testament to how you have handled yourself as a human being.
There you go.
Throughout your progression, throughout your climb of the ladder, they still say the same exact thing, that you're a pleasure to work with. You're a great team player. You know what I mean? And you just have this energy that is infectious. So, I'm a little jealous. I'm not even going to lie, because I'm not going to lie. Islam, like, shit, I wanted to work for Islam. I wouldn't have quit my job 2 years ago because I had to leave because it was toxic. Islam, it was toxic. I couldn't do it no more. I know we had a toxic. But no,
we had to bet on ourselves, Islam.
Nobody wants to go to work. And we all senior level, but nobody wants to go to work. I can't. Let me speak for me. I can't do anything half-assed. That's why me and my cousin, we went all in. We don't have physical jobs. We don't have 9-to-5s. I can't do anything half-assed. If I'm doing it all the way. Like your mother said, we will not quit. I can't work at a job where I'm giving you 110 of myself. It's 120, 130, right? I'm working on weekends. I'm saying we, like you. This is our company, our. But the feedback that I get is like, I'm nothing. How do you can't sustain that as a human being? Eventually it gets to you like, well, why am I giving all this energy and you understand? Why am I pouring all this into a company or an organization that just doesn't value me at all? So for you to create an environment on your way up to becoming the top of the food chain in your team, and everybody still say the same, I just thank you, bro. Thank you, because it's not a lot of Islams out there creating that type of culture where people are not afraid or angry to get up in the morning and go to work. Because Islam, a lot of motherfuckers get up in the morning, motherfucker, I gotta go to work today. I gotta deal with this motherfucker.
I can't stand it. Wake up, your alarm go off, and you know what the alarm goes off.
Right. You might have to get up a little early to take meditation time or prayer time to prepare yourself for what is going to be a very long and stressful day. So I honestly, I just want to commend you for just setting the stage and showing people that we can get work done. It can be at a very high level, right? And we can communicate, doesn't matter cultures, doesn't matter this, and we can have respect and still create an environment where people will say us, we, right? Not I, the individual, and not treat a company like it's just a paycheck. So I just want to commend you on that, because that's something special.
And paving the road that's not paved.
Yeah.
The road's not paved that you travel.
Yeah.
There was no playbook for where you
None.
are right now. There was no, hey, how do I do this? One thing we talked about, I'll tell you right now, bro. We talked to Terrell Whitley. So he's a CEO of a Liquid Soul. He does all the movie trailers and marketing, right? He said it was hard for me to get a job with my name is Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine some of the hardships that you may have had.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? But like real talk. So the fact that you where you are today, you're opening and paving the road for the next person up. You didn't take that shit lightly. You showed up. You put in the work. On your LinkedIn, it says Kindness Ninja. That's another thing that got me. It says Kindness.
I didn't even see that. Wait,
I said, no, on your LinkedIn,
Kindness Ninja. Kindness Ninja.
I asked him for the meeting before I knew who he was because and then I was like, holy shit, you are shit. My bad.
Wait,
you did it.
I gotta hear the story behind the Kindness Ninja. That's crazy. I gotta hear the story behind that.
Yeah, so that's like I mentioned, my mother is a true inspiration. That comes from my elder son.
Okay.
So I come from a culture that is also quite confrontational. You've been to my country. We're confrontational. We're in your face. We're animated. We shout. We yell. We do this. And sometimes we tell you, hey, you gotta earn your right. You gotta push. You gotta protect your turf. It's not gonna come by being nice. And one day, when he was 6, he's like, Dad, I want to tell you something. You know that the biggest superpower is kindness. I'm like, why are you telling me this? He's like, sometimes, when you're driving and we're doing this, you shout, you yell, you push. You don't know what other people are going through. Be kind. When you're kind, it's going to work for you.
Message.
Your son said this to you?
6 years old. 6 years old. He was 6 years old.
Wow.
And then he asked me to go to his class the following day. He said, hey, we have a manifesto.
Yeah.
He didn't come up with it, but he's like, hey, we Googled the internet, and that's what he did. He Googled the internet, and he wrote kindness, and he got something called Kindness Ninja Manifesto. If you Google it now, you'll find it. You can put it. And it was a pledge. He's like, hey, I agreed with my class that we will be kindness ninjas, all of us. And here is our manifesto, and they put it on the wall so that when they come every day, they see the Kindness Ninja Manifesto, so that the Kindness Ninja is like, hey, this is what commands you every day. And then I got so inspired, so I promised her, like, you know what? I'm signing up to your manifesto, and I'm going to be a kindness ninja myself.
I love that.
I never thought, that is fire.
I love that story. Wow.
I gotta give you mine. So we just had a big interview last month where we had to make a big investment, right? We go down to Miami, we're going there, we're seeing a big star, right? And then we're a small business, and it's right before Christmas. And I'm having a conversation with my child, my 6-year-old, right now. I'm like, yo, Papa, this is what Daddy's got to leave for a couple of days, got to leave for a weekend. I got to work and da-da-da. I'm like, are you okay with this? You know what he told me? It was profound. It messed me up. He's like, sometimes, Dad, it's okay. You got to risk it for the biscuit. I said,
nah, no way he said that.
Yo, what? Mika, he said,
no way he said
you got to risk it for the biscuit. I said, where'd you get that from? Daddy wants some biscuits. so it was, but it's, I love it's funny what your children see you do.
I love it.
To them, what they see and what the love they give back. Mika, am I lying?
You saw the trophy.
I love it. I love it. So since we're talking about, the family and stuff like that, so Islam, it's clear as day that you work very hard and you take pride in your work, right? But there has to be balance. It has to be a balance, right? So what does Islam like to do on his own or with his family when he's relaxing? How do you now separate yourself from work? What do you like to do to kind of like decompress when you need a day, right? Because you're commanding so many people, right? And the wins are good, but the losses you gotta wear because you're the leader and you lead from the front, right? So what does Islam like to do when he wants a day off or he has a day off and he wants to decompress or hang out with the family? What do you like to do?
So I like to spend all the time. I mean, it's going to sound very, very classical and boring, so apologies ahead of it.
Okay.
But I like to spend the day with the family, and my family is a small one. So my wife, my guardian angel, she is we talk about Coca-Cola this and advertising. She's the biggest accomplishment of my life. Like to make this.
We can't speed past that. Hold on. We got to.
Man.
Listen, we give a shout out to her for that. You can't speed past that, Islam. Shout out to your wife for making you say that. Wow, that means she's
doing some rough days. I know some rough days.
She is special. She is special. and my 2 boys and my 3 cats. So I'm very Egyptian that I have 3 cats. So I like to start the day feeding my cats and see them all come to me and like I'm daddy here, you know what I mean? And then just spending the day with the family in the sense of we would go out. We're foodies, all of us. We like to see what we can eat. We like barbecue. We like Chinese. We like this. So we would go eat. And also we're a sports family. So we like to find us a game and go watch. So either it's the Hawks or the Falcons. They're not the most accomplished teams, unfortunately. But
we got y'all yesterday. New York, Wisconsin. We got you 34 points.
Listen, at least he's hold on. At least he's rooting for Atlanta.
I'm not mad. You got to
because I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm from New York, and I'll be damned if you catch me with a Knicks jersey on or something.
And they're gonna be dude, I love Pat Ewing and shit. You're gonna be
never
for this up.
like to play chess with my boys, which is and honestly, I lose most of the time. Like it's just that they put their, whatever they say about the new generations and the attention span, and they don't focus and they don't. When I play chess with them, man, I have to watch every move because they'd be like out there to catch my queen and catch my rook, and like it's insane. Like I'm like, okay, why do they say that there's no attention span? To me, it sounds like I'm like, look at playing chess with them. They're super focused and like you lose all the time. We're the ones who have an attention span problem.
How old are your boys now? Mine's a 16 and 6.
10 and 12.
My 6-year-old's a chess master. He would love
Is he into cubing? Is he into Rubik's Cube?
Everything, bro.
Wait, Godson play chess?
He's in a chess club every Tuesday. While we
when I come over, we're gonna play chess because I play chess. So Godson, I'm coming over. We're gonna play chess. I'm not taking it easy on you.
No, he ain't gonna take it easy on you. Jordan crying face.
I want to know. I want to see if you know these openers. I got about 3-4 openers that I catch you with.
I'm Samuel L. Jackson. I'll put your ass on the clock. I'll put him on the clock.
I love it, man. I love it, Islam. Family orientation.
I need to run to some meetings, unfortunately.
Okay.
No problem. How do you want to wrap up this one?
We're gonna wrap it.
We can close it out. Go ahead, Kazo. You want to say your words and then I'll close it out.
Yeah, we're gonna say what we normally say. Islam. First of all, man, thank you for pulling up on the show, man. It's an honor. And what we do with this show is for a platform like you. We've seen you on Ad Age and all these big platforms, but there's not many platforms we could come here and be ourselves, man. So thank you for one, trusting us with your story. Thank you for giving us the game, because we heard a lot of the gems that you said today, and we take them shits to heart and we live by it, man. So we appreciate you just rocking with us. You're part of the More Than Entitled family now. If there's anything we can do, any connections, stuff like that, we do all that all the time, brother. We're gonna put our numbers in the group chat. I'm gonna put my number in. Please put your number in. We just start a group chat, us three, and we would love to stay connected and further this relationship, man.
We don't gatekeep, Islam, because even though you've reached a certain level of success, because we interview so many different people at different levels of success, you might see somebody that you want to connect with, and all we simply do is if you reach out and say, hey, I would like to meet this person or connect with them, we set up a Zoom call. Once we all get on the call, we introduce you guys. We get off. What you do is what you do. We don't get PC. We're not asking for nothing. We don't gatekeep because we believe in paying it forward. So, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I want to thank you for, just like Cuzzo said, trusting us with your story. And ladies and gentlemen, again, we never fail. This is another phenomenal interview, another phenomenal story about a man that told you he put love first. He did what he had to do. He worked. He grinded. He didn't care. He got his foot in the door and he worked up. But I showed you every single day that the dream is free.
But the hustle is sold separately, y'all. More Than a Title, another banger, y'all.